Hello, everyone. This is episode 79 of Revisiting Sunnydale. I am Camila.
I'm Marcella.
Let's do this. There's going to be spoilers as always, so if you don't like them, bye-bye. Come back after you've watched.
Yeah.
And we'll gladly accept you here.
We'll wait.
Yes, it's totally fine. Just put it on pause and just go and watch your episodes. But I'm assuming by now, and if you're here, you've seen all these episodes a few times. So it doesn't matter to you. Go on and like our Facebook page, please, Revisiting Sunnydale, and follow us on Twitter at Back2Sunnydale. You can rate and review us and subscribe to us and stuff on iTunes, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, and Player FM.
I like it.
We're all over the place. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, so...
We're looking at you, Spotify.
Right?
We're looking at you.
Google Play. Like, I can't get it on the Google Podcasts.
All your friends are doing it.
Everybody loves us.
You should do it too.
Why don't you, Spotify? Okay, so this episode is being recorded probably a week after this incident has happened. And you guys probably won't actually, this episode won't air probably several weeks after the incident has happened. So by now, everyone knows about the Nerd King, Chris Hardwick, being a piece of trash.
You know, it's interesting nowadays. We all have a new rule to live by, and that's don't do shit.
Right.
Don't do shit.
Right.
Because your life is over if you get found out.
Exactly.
Because just yesterday, some Netflix exec got
Use the
fired.
N-word.
Yep. For using the N-word in a staff meeting.
Wow.
And there's no fucking around anymore. Like, Chris Hardwick's life is demolished.
Exactly. As high in regard as people were, and myself included, were holding Chris Hardwick, like he was on a pedestal. I do not jokingly say he was the Nerd King.
Yep.
At this point,
I said on this very show I wanted a single white female him.
Exactly. He was a personal favorite of mine, like a personal idol of mine. I really wanted his career.
Yep.
Like that was,
I wanted to model my life. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, the only other person that's doing stuff right now that I kind of see the same is like Aisha Tyler. She's also another one of my idols. And you know, when all this stuff had started with the Me Too and everything, and then when Kevin Spacey came out, that was the one that was kind of heartbreaking to me, because you know, I really liked him as an actor. And somebody asked me, well, who in Hollywood would really, really be disappointed and heartbroken to find out that was, you know,
it's trash.
Yeah. And I was like, Chris Hardwick. That's definitely one of them. And so, lo and behold, so this one like really hurt.
Yeah.
And
somebody was like, "What you think of Chris Hardwick?" I was like, "He's great. Why? What's?"
what
they were
happened?
Like, "Oh, you don't know." I didn't know.
And life was shattered immediately.
I didn't know.
And you know, my heart goes out to Chloe for enduring all of that she went through. For one, for two, having the balls and the strength to go ahead and write about it. And
baby girl, your dad invented the lightsaber. You don't need to put up with trash like her dad is John Dykstra. He is like huge.
Wow.
Huge. You don't need this shit. You don't need to take this shit.
Wow.
Your dad is awesome. You got fame all on your own just for being the daughter of John Dykstra. Like, you don't need Chris Hardwick. You don't need anybody to validate you, let alone Chris Hardwick.
Exactly.
I don't understand why you put up with all of it. You got strength beyond.
I think it was just, you know, she kind of made
I'd cut a bitch half of the shit she said he.
Just for a quarter of the shit that he pulled. There's like, there's no fucking way. No fucking way. We can't talk in public.
What? I can't talk to my male friends.
Right? Yeah.
I can't hang out with my male friends.
Have photos of you with your male friends in the house anymore.
I'm sorry. Who the fuck?
No.
You're not my dad.
No.
You're not.
Like, you ain't, no.
You're not my boss.
That's pretty much, yeah.
You're not my Jesus.
Exactly.
You're not my president.
I'm going to need you to step the fuck off.
I'm looking for a way in which you could actually tell me
it's like, you know
that
what?
you have...
Like
I'm not a slave. You don't own me.
I'm trying to find the fucks for me to give about this, but I just don't seem to be working. So yeah, and you know, and she made mention that, you know, she was not emotionally and mentally strong enough to have to leave at that point in time. And but yeah, you know, she definitely she wrote the post, and you know, I thought that was classy that she didn't like. She didn't put his name out there. She didn't make any real identifiers as to who he was. It's mostly just like, folks, because
everybody knew.
Right. Like, as much as I liked Chris Hardwick, I knew he dated someone named Chloe, but I didn't, like, it didn't register to me because I kept seeing things. Chloe whatever her last name is, makes this blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know, again, like, oh, that sucks, you know, another one, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then finally I saw the connection. Somebody else made the connection. I'm like, this is Chris Hardwick's ex.
Yeah.
And that was just like, wow.
From listening to all the Nerdist podcasts and watching the shows that she did on Sci-Fi Channel and the cosplay stuff she did for Nerdist and all of that, I knew who she was, and I follow both of them on Instagram, so I knew of their relationship and the, you know, and it looked like a happy nerd relationship.
Right.
And when they broke up, I was sad. I was like, why? But then she went on to Sam Witwer, and I was like, okay, girl. That's an upgrade.
I see.
That's an upgrade. But then that didn't last. Yeah, lasted a couple years, I think, maybe. And then she ended up with some other hot-ass man. But I'm not sure she's with that hot-ass man anymore. But she didn't have to put up with all that.
No.
And there was a point in her Instagram, like, I kept thinking, she's getting thin when they were dating. I was, you know, and she's a thin girl already. And there was a point where I was like, she's really getting thin.
Wow.
And you could almost see, like, I just thought she was working too much, you know.
Right.
When people say they get really busy, they lose, you know.
Right.
Fuck, make me that busy. How busy is that? I need that busy.
Doesn't one need to be?
But it's just sad, and it's disgusting. And I'm a little disappointed with AMC.
About just the suspension?
Well, they've said that, what did they do? They pulled the Talking with Chris Hardwick. But they haven't said shit about Talking Dead, have they? Other than it just won't be back for, you know, it's just...
Yeah, I just assumed that Talking with Chris Hardwick was just kind of like an umbrella for all of the ones he did.
Really? He has an actual talk show called Talking with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, they need to go...
They need to get on it.
Go across the board.
Yeah.
And
I like how NBC with that stupid wall game show, they were just like, huh? I hear my mom calling me.
What? So they've made I
don't think so.
No claims or anything. I can't imagine that the show is that successful as to where they need to keep it around.
Yeah. Nerdist scrubbed him.
And when Nerdist is like, no.
Oh, he sold it.
Well, yeah, but still, like...
But they were like,
delete. Nope, he's gone. Fuck it. And then I guess he removed himself from the panels at Comic-Con that were coming up.
He had a Walking Dead and a Doctor Who. I thought he had more than that, but I guess not.
And another thing that people are just like, you know, and all you nerds out there, everyone's like, well, let him keep his show, or, you know, let this, like, no.
Why? Fuck him.
No.
He abused this woman for years.
Exactly. He's not the only motherfucker that is capable of doing these jobs, of talking about nerd shit.
Right.
Hey, there's like 1,000,001 other people. I know it.
Right fucking
here. You got two right here.
I'm good. I'm free.
Exactly. I can be out to San Diego.
I'm a Whovian.
ASAP.
I will be on it.
I will absolutely take over Talking Dead. Like, let's do this. But there are, also hopefully, you know, this will be a chance for many other women to be in these positions as to where, you know, hey, we do talk about this shit. We are very knowledgeable of it. And, you know, people
Can we make some new ones? We don't need to have Talking Dead continue. Just end it.
No, let it go.
End it and end Walking Dead. Just be done.
Yes, I would really, really like to put this out there. I really, really want this to be the last season of Talking Dead.
And Walking Dead.
And Walking Dead, most importantly. I know I've heard that it's not going to be, but can we not let it go?
I'm good.
Let it go. We got it.
I'm good.
I got the stories.
Because you're starting to go down a path that I cannot follow.
Exactly. I am no longer anticipating. I'm no longer excited. Like that show was like, you know, oh yeah, it's coming up. Oh my God, just 2 more months. And then blah, blah, blah. No.
You couldn't even scroll through Twitter. Fuck you guys.
Right.
We were talking about it earlier, have still not seen the second half of this last season, and I haven't been spoiled.
Nobody cares.
Nope.
Everyone was just like, okay, so that was that season.
When Sasha died, I was just scrolling through Twitter and was like, well, fuck. Okay. I kind of knew it was coming anyway. As soon as we found out she was leaving the show, it was like, well, when's it going to happen?
Right,
you know,
exactly.
But still, it was just like, oh, man.
Yeah, I was still bent out of shape about that. So, yeah. So, if anyone was wondering what our positions were on this Chris Hardwick deal,
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him. I've, deleted any sort of Nerdist, like, I was, and the, idiot podcast that he has, moved over to, and that he started again, and even his book, I
wonder what's going to happen to ID10, the ID10 con.
Oh, there was going to be a con.
They had one last year. It was a huge success.
Really?
And they were doing it again this year. I wonder what's going to happen now.
Don't be a trash person. Basically,
don't be a trash
just
person.
That easy.
Yep.
In life.
There's other outlets that anyone who was going or contributing or exhibiting at that could probably go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Just don't
be trash and don't support trash.
Yep.
How about that? So we're gonna move on, and
unfortunately, in this day and age, we may have to have a segment called "Fuck That Guy."
Right. Seriously, that's what's coming up next. Is every week it's good. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
So Chris Hardwick, a big giant, shiny, happy fuck you.
Yep.
For just fucking up this young lady's life.
Yep.
And anybody else that you managed to touch and fuck over, this.
And for anyone out there, it's like, oh, you guys are believing her way too quickly. It's not that.
You're not believing her quickly enough.
Fuck that guy.
Right. Yeah. Fuck you.
But second of all, his own response to this
told
he has not denied anything.
No. And he was trying to blame shift.
Yes.
And talk about how she, quote, cheated on him throughout their relationship. That is not a good sign.
No, that's not a good sign.
No.
And the fact, because at the end of the post, I like how she was like, you can go ahead and say that none of this is right, but I got audio and I got video.
I got receipts, bitch. So try me if you want to.
Come at me. And that's probably why he hasn't said much of anything.
Exactly. Why he hasn't flat out denied, because she said real quick, oh.
Don't make me put your ass out in the street, because I will. You think this is bad?
Right.
And now I just wonder how many outlets are like, Chloe, we will pay you millions of dollars. Please give us those.
Seriously?
Please give us those.
Yeah.
I know she's getting calls from everywhere.
Oh, I'm sure. And and good on her for not just putting it out there all willy-nilly. And just the way that she went about doing it, I feel like there's definitely truth to this. And, she did what she needed to do in order. It was cathartic, hopefully. For her. And she was able to get all that off her chest. And she can move on to healing now.
Yeah.
And to anybody else out there who is suffering through a situation like this, any sort of where someone is trying to gaslight you, or you're being manipulated emotionally, physically abused, mentally, please, please, you do not have to be in that situation. There are avenues and there are people to help you get out of it.
Yep.
Find your inner strength.
Yep.
Where are they now? Ooh. You have Rudolph Martin here.
Mr. Rudolph Martin.
Is that who plays Dracula?
Dracula. So this episode takes place in the year 2000. He played Dracula twice.
What was the
in the year 2000?
What was the other Dracula role?
A USA TV movie. Oh, it was really. I think I have it on VHS.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm assuming you recorded it. Okay.
And if I can find it, we may have found our next poor bad movie.
God.
It's called Dark Prince: The True Story of Dracula. Yeah, look at that cover.
OMG. That's the same dude. He doesn't, aside from the forehead, that doesn't.
It's basically the same outfit that he had on Buffy, but they took that weird, creepy white makeup off his face.
Yeah.
I think it's the same wig.
So he's just been doing a bunch of bit parts.
Mm-hmm. But this true story tells the story of Vlad the Impaler.
Okay.
And the battles that he fought, and before he became Dracula, and I think he becomes Dracula at the end.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's more about the man.
Mm-hmm. But he has some history with Miss Sarah Michelle.
Really?
He played Anton, her boyfriend, on All My Children way back when.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, Kendall Hart. She was.
Oh, wow.
She was.
Hollywood's really incestuous with these.
Oh yeah. So as we all remember, Sarah Michelle Gellar she won an Emmy for playing Erica Kane's daughter, Kendall.
Did you watch that show?
Okay. Religiously. Mm-hmm. I love a soap opera. I just got addicted to a British soap opera because Hulu plays it after General Hospital.
Oh, really?
And after 5 days, I was like, well, fuck me. I'm into this show now. Damn it. It's called Hollyoaks. If you look it up, it's great. The British are weird. But she was Kendall Hart, and her big love, there was a huge storyline between her and Anton. So Rudolph Martin and Sarah Michelle Gellar were a huge super couple in
That's
the
hilarious.
like early 90s, I think it was.
Wow.
And, yeah. So when I saw the preview, I was like, "Wah! Oh my God, this is so weird. I love it."
That's crazy.
But he has had a steady diet of bit parts since then. He's been in almost everything. Like
Really?
he's got some Crossing
Has he been
Jordan,
in some Law and
CSI
Orders?
Miami. Yeah, he's just that dude that's always there. He's on an SG-1 episode.
Damn.
He's Moonlight. He's been everywhere. But if you look at his IMDb profile, and all the way up to 2017, he was on an episode of SWAT last year.
Huh.
But outside of that makeup, he's grown up, and he looks good. He aged pretty well.
Yeah, he's a handsome man.
And he's got a beautiful accent.
Does he?
Yeah, and I like Rudolph Martin.
He's handsome.
He's pretty terrible in this episode.
Yes,
but,
he's awful.
yeah.
But, kudos, Rudolph, for making it work some way, shape, or form. So, yes, Buffy vs. Dracula, Season 5, Episode 1, original air date September 26, 2000, written by Marty Noxon, directed by David Solomon. The one and only Dracula makes his way to Sunnydale and immediately has everyone enchanted. Even Buffy might not be able to resist his charms. So as we said, their guest stars are Rudolph Martin as Dracula, Amber Benson as Tara, Emma Caulfield as Anya, Christine Sutherland as Joyce, and Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn.
in the last. We'll get to her.
Yeah, we'll get there. So, Marcella, you made a note here that Joyce seems to let Riley sleep over.
What the fuck? How old is she? Okay, I was trying to think about this. I'm like, well, she's like 20, but no, because we have her 21st birthday on the show,
Right.
So she's like 19.
19, maybe.
I wish my parents would have let.
Shit.
Grown man too, like he is.
He's grown as fuck.
He is working that back out in that room, and you know it. And you're just like,
You can't hear that, Joyce?
Thumbs
You
up,
can't hear-
Buffy.
You don't hear what's going on in there?
this is how bad she wants to spend time with her. She just wants to spend time with her.
Yes,
So
please.
she,
You can totally fuck your
Yes,
boyfriend here.
yes.
I just want you home.
Please, I just
Can
want you
be
in the
home
house.
more. I couldn't have dudes at my house later than 10 p.m. Let alone motherfucker sleeping over.
You're lucky that your mom lets Dan sleep in the same room with Danelle.
Exactly.
And you're married.
Exactly.
Dan, this couch is real nice.
But
There you go.
we're married. Yes, I know.
I don't care.
But I give no fucks about that.
Not fucking in my house.
What you're not going to do is make any babies in this house.
Uh-huh. But apparently in Sunnydale it goes down a little differently.
Yeah, Joyce is all right with it. So as Buffy and Riley are shacking up in her mom's house, looks like she's getting all restless and going out in the middle of the night.
Restless. She looks bored. She's like rolling over. Her eyes are she's like she looks at him. I'm gonna leave.
You're just gonna leave in the middle of the night?
I'm gonna go. She go bust some ass, kills a couple vamps, and then climbs back into bed.
It's
Happy.
Like, oh, that was satisfying. All right.
Okay.
Sure. That's what gets your jollies.
Season 2 Buffy.
Things are gonna get awkward. And then we find out that Sunnydale has a beach.
Where?
But I guess...
Where?
But
Show me on that map. Is there a beach on that map?
But remember was it Go Fish?
Yes.
They were on the beach?
Down on the pier, or we're down on the beach burning shit.
Yeah. Smelling stuff. There it is.
Where is this beach?
Out near the catacombs, apparently. There's the water right there.
A beautiful beach. A beautiful ocean.
Right.
Sure. Now, on a real map, I wish this was like blown out, like blown in as well,
Right.
so we could see where in California this is supposed
Right.
to be.
Yes, that'd
Because-
be nice because I want to see it in relation to LA and
it's a
where
lovely
else?
beach.
Yeah. Oh, we've also got this little speck of water over here that seems to be like
Next to to Buffy's
that's
house.
like 4 blocks, like 2 blocks from Buffy's house.
Yeah. A lake of some sort.
Yes, there's a body of water.
So there's lots of lakes, oceans, and cemeteries in Sunnydale. But yet, when the whole of Sunnydale falls into the earth, I don't remember seeing a fucking beach.
No.
The whole town.
Yeah, the whole town
fell into a hole.
And there was no
water. It was like a desert.
Water. Yeah.
Unless when I know, because where they drove out of was where the hole was.
Right.
And in front of them is nothing but desert. I don't This town?
Call bullshit.
I call bullshit.
It's like on some weird mystical level. It's things that are like shape-shifting as we speak.
Yep.
So the gang is out there having a good time, and
apparently they've gotten over this cheese man business.
Yeah,
they've put it all behind them.
They're all la-la-line, and Buffy and Riley are tossing a football around, and he makes the mistake of telling her she throws like a girl. She's like, oh, really?
Well, that first throw was pretty bad. Even for, like, you got Slayer strength. I'm not sure why it was, like, so pathetic. Because even with her normal strength, I think she would have thrown it a little better.
And so she busts him in the face with a football.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
She slayed the football.
I'm surprised he wasn't bloody. Like, his nose should have been a little bloody. And the rest of the gang, they're chilling, and Xander's trying to make a fire to grill, and
he's failing. But they're all they're all commenting on how tiring what Buffy and Riley are doing.
Seriously, though, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we can't do our way around.
Is it Tara? That's like, I think we just figured out, or is it Willow?
Yeah, why we're the sidekicks.
Why we're the sidekicks. Yeah, all right, I'm good with it.
That's fair. I'm okay. I'll just be a side kicking my ass over here, laying down with a nap.
So then these two athletic assholes are like, where the fuck's my food?
Whoa!
Excuse me?
Come on.
Yeah.
let's be a little nicer about it. How about please?
And Buffy said, I want my food.
Bitch. Last time I checked.
And Xander's like, I can't. I lack the basic skill
of a caveman. The basic culinary skills of a caveman.
And fucking Willow is just like, incendiary. Wait. Since when?
Can we talk about this?
Can you just start fires?
Just with words. I mean, can we just... No? Nobody else wants to... Okay, that's fine.
How have you not been doing this? Bonfires. Anything.
I know. She's like, oh, it's just about balancing the elements, and then it starts to pour down rain. And
But can we comment for a second? This is the first time she's not wearing something completely stupid.
This is true.
It's a cute little tank top.
Right.
Her hair looks adorable.
Yeah, and she
looks really cute.
It's rained out
for about 10 minutes.
And then it's gone and over with, because later on in this episode, her makeup gets heavy.
What is... I wrote that somewhere.
I did too, and I looked up like, why does she have so much makeup?
She has a hooker makeup on. Like,
this looks like Xander's dream. Is this Xander's dream?
Right. It was too much. But here she looks super cute.
Right.
But the weather turns, and she's like, I didn't do it. Well, who did?
Well, glad you asked. There's a mysterious delivery that arrives at apparently a castle that didn't exist there before. It's a huge box of dirt.
Yep.
But there's something in this dirt that kills the delivery man.
Seriously, who called and made that order? And was he asleep in the dirt, or was he just like... Stop talking about my dirt. This is my dirt. I like my dirt. Don't talk about my dirt.
Now I'm mad. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Who arranged this? Was he on the phone? He's like, got his little half glasses on. Yes, I would like to arrange a delivery pickup, please. I am coming from Transylvania.
And the person at TSA that just saw this big box come is there a dude in there? And was he looking? Like, did he have his face turned toward the x-ray? Like,
no.
You see me? You do not see me. I don't get it.
Yeah, what was the paperwork like for that?
Who let that go through customs?
He also I guess we'll get there. But yeah, all right, so this all happens, and so now we find out that Willow and Giles have been working on this summer project of archiving. Yay!
Boo.
Giles got a brand new scanner.
Yeah.
And he's like...
It's so fucking big.
That's what they were in 2004.
It takes up half the desk.
I know, it's so big.
It's so big.
His whole game plan is to scan and archive all of his dirty old books. And Willow's like, hey, it's summer. I want to go play.
Straight up, he was like, well, you're welcome to leave. Hey,
got to stay.
I was just saying, this seems
nice
like
out.
a bad time to...
Can't we do this in the winter?
You need to get a life. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, bitch.
So let me chirp in your ear for a second here, Willow. I need to keep it quiet. I can't. You need to shut your fucking mouth.
I can't.
What's happening is I'm trying to go back to England.
Why?
It's like Buffy doesn't need a watcher. She's like, but we still need watching.
Yes, I love that. I can't go through a day with a little hairy eyeball.
Right. And you're right, Willow. Yes, the rest of you do still need to be watched.
Mm-hmm. Especially Xander.
So now Willow's got this big old secret.
But it's sweet that he trusts her.
I know.
He could have told Joyce. Fucking call Joyce. Like, he's just like, I'm not talking to her.
He's never talking to Joyce.
That is a booty call that I don't need confronted with. Because she's a stage 5 clinger. She just keeps texting me.
She's so lonely. She keeps talking about how lonely she is. Like, if her daughter doesn't want to hang out with her, why do I want to hang out with her?
I need this comic. Somebody write this because it's funny.
The Lonely Files of Joyce Summers.
He would rather go back to England than hang out with Joyce.
I can't do it again. Like, I can't do it anymore. I'm running out of excuses not to hang out with her.
Somehow she made Scrabble like just I can't. You don't understand.
Oh. So speaking of Joyce and
you
her
going out?
lonely state, she wants Buffy to hang out. They just had dinner and she's like, hey, maybe we can go get some ice cream. Nope, gotta go.
But I've patrolled with you before.
I can pack a lunch. I can pack some snacks.
What? No.
Nope, got
Sucks.
to go.
I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Got to go.
Okay. You're going to regret this. Mark my words, Buffy. You will regret.
You're going to be so sad and count every single time you refuse to hang out with your mom.
To what? Go kill a bunch of vampires?
Like, I mean, seriously, like, you can't take one night off. Like, it wasn't anything impending at this point in time.
No, these were just dudes you were hunting down wearing your faith pants.
So, yeah, speaking of that, I'm thinking, because, you know, and I think we accredit this to, like, Buffy's all being restless and out hunting, that, you know, now she's trying to get in touch with her basic Slayer instincts, whatever. But I think with the pants and everything, that there was some bit of faith left over from the body switch.
Oh, from the body switch.
Yeah, and then also vice versa, because, you know, faith turns a little bit more moral and good after a little while.
Like the good Slayer now? Are you the bad
Yeah, exactly.
Slayer now?
So I think that there's like a little remnants of of faith. But I'm also concerned with the fact that she's killing the vampires in these red leather pants and a turtleneck in California in the summer.
Tomato paste. She's just sweating. And she's doing physical activity on top of it.
Yes.
There's just crotch sweat.
Looking as fresh as a daisy. Yeah, there's no
her
way.
hair.
It's really good in this episode.
Really good in this episode. It is. This whole season, it's bouncy and pretty, and
she does have a good hair season. But yeah.
Willow, so she comes across, she kills this vampire, and she's all kind of like, and literally wafts in.
Like, for reals.
Like, actually wafts. Dracula. And all we see is his eyes, his hypno eyes.
Right.
That's the first thing we see. And his horribly...
I do not like this man in this part for this.
It's like they put clown makeup on, washed it off, and it didn't all come off.
Right. Yeah. It looks very inconsistent.
Yeah. It's terrible.
His forehead is so big.
And he's all like... We're just, you know, who? And she's like, who the hell?
Who the fuck are you? He's like, oh, my bad. I thought you knew. I thought you knew, girl.
I'm Dracula. And I love her. Get out. I love it. It's perfect.
Yes.
And then she's just like,
are you sure you're the real Dracula? It's not some fanboy bullshit.
I've met more than one pimply vampire who called himself Lestat. I need comic as well, please.
I'm sure you did, Buffy. I'm sure you did.
But she right away believes him for whatever reason. I don't know why. And he's, you know, she's just like, you've heard of me, little old me.
And she's all, ooh, look at that.
And at the same time, Willow and Xander are talking, and Willow's like, so say I had a secret. She immediately is bursting to tell somebody.
Xander.
She told Giles.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
I told you I can't keep a secret.
I cannot promise that this will not be spoken of again. And then Xander makes it weird.
We all know.
And misogynistic. Yes.
We all know about Tara. I'm not talking about that.
Oh, but if you have a sexy secret that you wanted to... Stop it.
Asshole.
Stop it right now.
You gross.
Sir.
And so she's like, okay, he asked her if they want to go see what Buffy's up to. So they come up upon Buffy and Dracula, and Xander's real dick right away. Even if he wasn't, why are you making fun of his accent? You don't know him.
Right, exactly.
His response is real fucked up. You don't know this dude. Yeah.
Not these. 1, 2, 3 victims.
Excuse me, sir. Even as a vampire, I'm offended.
Right. That's a little bigot. It's a little prejudice. I don't fully understand why you're attacking me like this.
But no, Drax cool. You are strange and off-putting.
Leave now.
Leave us. That's my burn.
Yes.
That's my burn.
And he's like, no, I'm not going to leave. And then, Buffy is like being like, guys, get out of here.
I'm pretty sure that's fucking Dracula.
And they're like, what?
This is not the time. And then he turns into bats.
Yeah. And okay. All right. Later. Bye.
So they all go to Giles's and they're all starstruck.
Everybody's gassed the fuck up. And then, Anya's like, oh, I've met him before. And,
Riley's butt hurt.
He is so fucking bitter.
Butt hurt.
And even Willow's a little fluttery about it. And
that, you thought he was sexy? What? No.
Sorry, what? Yeah. Icky. Poo.
And that leads, again, I don't understand why Willow can't be bisexual. Why they had to make a line in the sand.
Why would it? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Girl, you could go ahead on and...
Exactly.
There is a little something sexy about him.
Even if you aren't bisexual, like you could still appreciate the same sex or whatever other, you can appreciate somebody being sexy.
But no, they took a hard line and no, yuck.
It's like, whatever.
All right. I like how jealous Xander is. Riley's jealous, but Xander's jealous in a different kind of way, for reason. Like, she is, except I did not like the use of, panting when he tells her to stop panting.
Yeah, that's...
Excuse me?
Yeah, that
and
was...
this episode's written by a woman, so it actually makes me wonder how many changes were made to her script.
Because it makes me think like a bitch in heat. Like, that's...
Like, you better watch what you say.
I'm going to need you to carefully think about your next words because they may be your last. Yeah, so Anya is literally going on. She is gushing.
She is.
She is going on and on and on. Oh, he wouldn't remember me. Maybe you should mention me next time you see him. Blah, blah, blah. I was just 700 or so. Just a little young thing.
It's kind of cute. That's how we would be.
Right? See if he remembers me. And she's, so they part ways, and he's like, "Hey, you're not coming over." She's like, "It's
White's Day."
Yeah, the bleach makes me nauseous, and she leaves. Why didn't she invite him to come to her place?
No, because he smells. Because he's a boy, and she don't want that shit in her house. Nope. I wondered that too. I'm like, why?
So that's just it? Because apparently you have a place to go home to, Anya. Yep. And from what we find out later in future episode, it's not a bad apartment that she has.
It's nice.
Maybe that's what it is. It's just I don't want anybody up in her shit.
Nope.
It's like, no, I like to keep things a certain way.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate you lackeys just stay out of it.
And there's a funny point in the meeting too where Willow is doing everything she can to make Giles feel wanted and needed.
Oh, that was a really good idea you came up with, Giles. And he's like,
come on, girl.
He's here like, I see what you're doing.
Just do it. And Buffy is just like, you don't need to worry, Riley. I love you. And, a little sugar and I'm all yours.
Because he promises her donuts. And, yes, that is very much a good way to ensure my love.
Especially wherever the hell they got those donuts, because that donut looked good.
Right? He's like, I'll see you early in the morning with donuts. Yes.
So, of course, Drac is now following Xander and Anya as they're having this panting conversation, and he's a wolf for some reason. And when she leaves, Xander turns around, and there's Drac in all his glory. And Xander has had enough, apparently. This whole evening has been too much.
And he tries to jump bad. He actually wants, he's like, no more of your magic tricks.
Yep.
Just good old-fashioned fisticuffs. Let's go.
Yep. He's like, I bet you fold like a bitty baby.
Xander.
No poofing. I admire the courage because
Xander,
he could kill you really quickly.
I've seen you in a fight. That's not.
I've seen. Has that happened?
No.
That was.
I don't think.
Was that season? No, it's this season.
It's this
the slap
season.
fight.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen your skills, buddy. And Drax basically like, you're going to be my bitch. No,
Xander's
I'm not.
like,
Master. What? No.
huh? Who? What? Drax is like, I need you to be my eyes and the ears during the day. You need to make sure that you do X, Y, and Z, and then I'll give you immortality. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, sure, I'll do. And
is he really hypno? Because
Xander's very weak-willed.
he is.
I'm sure it didn't really take much effort on Drax's part.
No.
And he calls him your excellent spookiness.
From this point on, Xander's the hero of this entire episode.
Yes.
He makes me laugh. Every word out of his mouth is gold. His reaction to everything is gold. It's perfect.
Your excellent spookiness.
But Rudolph Martin, stop with cheese. Like, it's so heavy.
You will be my eyes and ears.
Even the way he's just standing there.
Are you trying to levitate, Rudolph?
Do you need the little glasses to go? Because it looks like you're looking over tiny glasses that aren't there. And then when he disappears, Xander's giggling. It's so great. Then he runs off just laughing. And the next morning where Giles is.
He is pure gold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we don't get to Giles's yet. There's a bunch of shit that happens before that. Riley decides to knock on our favorite peroxide baby's door. Which, this is a complete throwaway for him to be in this episode.
It is, but I don't know. Because he does give Riley some excellent information. And also the fact that he's just so... He just gives us everything. He just gives it up for not.
He didn't even have to pay for it.
No, like nobody. Like it's more like he was. I think he was again another one of those. Oh yeah, I know him. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Yeah, I'll tell you. Whatever.
Drax
I know
in Sunnydale.
Yeah, I guess he wanted some closure and like he's not here for you.
He's not. He didn't even know you were here. He didn't even mention you the entire episode. Can I get that comic?
Apparently, he owes Spike 11 pounds.
They go to a movie or something?
Right.
What?
11? 11 pounds?
And you're bent about 11 pounds?
Like how many years? What has it been, like 200 years? Like seriously, bro, you can't.
I guess the interest rate on that would be kind of nice, but come on.
And so Spike is talking about, he's like, he's kind of puffed up and bitter because, you know, he gets famous and forgets about the rest of us.
And now everybody knows how to kill us.
Everybody knows how to kill us, knows all our secrets. He's like the whole mirror bit. And then he goes on to talk, he's spilling more Dracula beans about the special dirt that he needs. And then the gypsy magic. He's like.
Dirt and his fancy digs. And so that's what.
And his bug eaters.
His bug eaters. So that's what Riley takes away from his Drac likes fancy places.
Right. He's not going to be in like a typical hole in the wall joint. And,
you mean like a shitty crypt like you're fucking sitting in right now?
Right. I feel like that was an insult.
Yeah.
So they have, you know, I guess just for contractual obligations, Spike was in this episode.
10 minutes of James? I'm okay with it.
It was fine. It was worth it.
Little heavy-handed on the eyeliner in this one.
It was. And then also the moment where Riley and Spike try to square off. That was a little unnecessary.
A little forced.
Yeah.
A little foreshadowing of things to come.
Sure, but it was just it was unnecessary.
It was, but Marty likes James, and she brings us some of our favorite James moments.
It's like he's going to be in this episode. Stop me.
And I think that line when he's like, "I'd like to see you try," that was Joss was like, "You're not getting James in this episode." I'm not letting you put James in this episode.
Okay.
I'd like to see you try.
Good luck. And so now we've moved on to Buffy's bedroom and Dracula in it.
Well, Riley storms off and Spike is all like, "You're never going to find him. Not before he finds her."
Oh, yeah. Taunting. So spiky.
So, of course, I'm like, how'd he get in?
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to
Yeah.
I'm so lonely.
oh, well, yeah, originally I was like, oh, well, I mean, is this just another gypsy trick that he can just...
Because there's a rock music video going on with the smoke coming in her room, and there's purple lighting all around her bed. Where's White Snake in the car and the girl on the...
Right, exactly.
And then he materializes in front of her.
And so, Buffy calls out. She's like, what are you doing? What's happening? What's going on? And
he's like, you're magnificent. Well, yeah. I knew you were coming. I wasn't really sleeping. I still have foundation on. I was just waiting.
I may have brushed my hair a couple hundred times.
And when I sat up, I flipped it just right so it looked perfect. And he's like, you've been tasted. What do you don't know what you... Move your hair. What?
And he talks about how Angel wasn't worthy. Oh, okay. If only Angel had heard that.
He probably did. Yeah, you're right. And she's just like, you have these hypno eyes. And he's like looking at her like, me. Like he has the weirdest look on his face when she says yes. He's like, I do.
Don't I? Look into my eyes deeper.
No. And then it gets real weird. And he sits on her bed. You're a slayer. Why are you letting this happen? He's not that hypno.
No. And I guess she's having some back and forth, like trying to fend him off kind of thing. And he eventually bites her. In
the same spot. Thanks for that. That's equal parts gross and convenient because I don't have another scar.
Exactly. That was like some real, like, asserting your power. Or...
It's like pissing on the same spot as a dog. And he's all, his bite, you remember, do I? Do I? You don't understand the drama that was going on at the time when he bit me. There was some shit going down.
There was a lot happening.
I actually passed out. I don't.
So the thing, he tells her, and I don't know if it's just a line, but he's like, I've searched the world over for you.
Did you?
For Buffy? Or
in Sunnydale?
Or for the Slayer in general. Because Buffy has been in Sunnydale for like 5 years now.
Yeah. I mean, hard to even... Faith even said, how hard you look.
Right, exactly. You can turn into a wolf and mist.
And bats.
But you had to physically search the world over for Buffy?
And what was it? Was he like sitting in a cafe in Transylvania? You will not believe what the Slayer did this time. What'd she do? I'm going to have to go look her up. Let me...
She did what? She stopped another apocalypse?
I need to get there. So she wakes up the next morning and is like, gross. And she covers it up.
Very obviously with a scarf. Like, you might as well just throw that same turtleneck on. That shit didn't clot. Like, I don't... So he goes over. She goes to the Giles's. They're having the meeting and doing some research. And
Riley wiggles a donut in her face. You couldn't at least leave the paper on it. You put your fingers all over my beautiful donut. And she's like, ugh. No.
Which true. That's a true reaction to it because now you've
and
deglazed.
You squished it a little.
You fucked it up.
So Xander's like, mine.
He's very weird and twitchy, and there's these. They keep talking about ways to stop him, and Xander's like, you cannot stop the master.
Bader.
And they all look at him like, the fuck? Bader. And he also calls him the unholy prince, and again, Bader.
And they're not saying anything to him. No one's paying him any mind. He's eating spiders.
This is per usual. Like, nobody pays attention to Xander enough. And yeah, like, yes, Xander is off-putting and strange.
Yes.
But this, you guys, you got to know this is weird. And you know that Dracula has effect on people and can possess them or whatever. And
Spike just told you about the bug eaters yesterday.
Right. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody cares. Everybody's always so focused on Buffy.
And Willow.
And her makeup.
Woo.
There's so much makeup.
She does sound like a little junior watcher, though.
Aww.
She tries to get Giles to do it. He's like, Willow, just tell us what you found. And she said, Drax modus operandi is different than other. I'm like, what? Where?
Oh, go on, girl.
Okay. All right, little watcher junior. I like it. And Buffy's not listening.
No.
She's lost in thought, and she's like, all right, I'm going to go get him.
And they're like, wait a minute. Buffy follows her out and confronts her. And the way he does it, you're under the thrall.
You're going to throw the dark crystal. No, I'm not.
He snatched, take off your scarf.
No.
He snatches it off her. And he's like, I knew it. You've been bitten. You've been chasing.
Xander's just like, what? It's just a scratch.
And he's still back there eating bugs.
And Willow, 2 punctury scratches.
Deep. Yeah. So, they go through all this and Buffy's just like, I don't know what happened. I tried to stop it, but I couldn't. It's just, he came in.
Okay. Sure. You're right. My bad.
So, so there's now Riley, he is so jealous. He's much more jealous than he is protective, like more than he's worried about Buffy's safety.
Right.
He's like, well, there was this little dig. And he's like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised given your history with Angel, the dark and brooding undead. Like, wow.
I'm sure there'd be some transference.
Wow.
And that set her off. I am not transferry.
Bitch.
First of all, use a full word. That's not what he said. He didn't say transferry.
I think that's a different meaning than transference. But okay, we're going to keep that
But
going.
still, she's not, No, this is not the same.
No. Which,
he has literal magic powers. This is not fair.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. And you want to talk about my weird attraction to Spike? Okay, that's transference.
Right. But this is a straight up spell. I'm being possessed.
Yes.
This is what's happening.
Xander's eating spiders off the plants. Nobody notices.
So then Willow's like, hey, he was in your room last night. How did he get in there? Cut to
Sad Joyce.
Girls, I promise I'm not the type of person who just invites strange men over for coffee.
Where did he meet her?
Right. That's my other thing. Like, he was just out and about. Like, Joyce, you were just hanging out at night somewhere.
Right.
Like, was he following you somewhere?
Did he come to the gallery? Because that's a scene I should have seen.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
one, we've never seen this gallery.
Right.
2, it probably would have been really kind of attractive.
Yeah, I think
to see him stroll up on her.
Right.
And convince
her to.
Because if he just came to the door.
Then Joyce, we got a lot of shit we need to talk about. We need to get you some friends fast.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go inviting strange men in your house that just show up.
And apparently Joyce doesn't know about Willow and Tara. Because she's talking, you'll understand when you get older.
I know about, like, sometimes you just want to give up on men. And they both do this whole, knowingly looks at each other. It lasts a little bit too long. It's a little bit too obvious.
Too on the nose.
Yeah, it's like, we all know. We got the joke. Thanks.
Move on.
So they're doing the de-invitation spell or blocking spell or something.
How about you come up with one that just says, all vampires not allowed?
How about that? We just keep it
We'll
safe.
figure out how to let the ones you actually want in.
Yeah, like when you say you can come in. All
But no, this never goes well because in the very next episode, we get another vampire crashing in the house because somebody let someone in that should have known better. That's the thing. Joyce should have known better.
Yep.
And she.
Yeah. Joyce okay. All right, we're gonna get off Joyce for right now. So we take
because she's lonely. We gotta give it to her.
Sad. Yeah,
she's so lonely.
So sad. Thanks, Buffy, for making your mom a mark.
Can you imagine when the mailman comes? How long?
I made some fresh tarts. Would you
throw the mail from the street?
Like, no, I'm not.
I'm not going there.
I was like, how about this? I just save all the mail up once a week. I just go over there.
For dinner? You can come for dinner and we can give me my mail. No.
I'm just going to drop the mail off at the neighbor's house. They'll give it to her. I'm not going on that porch ever. So then we during this whole discussion, like, they figure out Dracula wants Buffy, so they should watch Buffy. And Xander's like, hey, she can come over and hang out at my place, and you guys can go search for him. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Sure, let's give her to the shifty weirdo that's been eating bugs all day.
Because nobody pays attention. And so we take to Xander's place, and Anya is pissed. Like, I hear, like, a level of pissed in her voice that I've never heard before. I don't know why I gotta stay here and babysit the Slayer, and everybody else gets to go. I know Dracula.
And she's about to get more pissed.
Xander snatches her up and puts her in the closet.
How long is she in that closet? Do they immediately go back after the castle?
Right. Or did they just forget?
Or they just forget. And she's just still sitting in there. Yeah.
She's just pissed.
Just a skeleton sitting in
in her own piss. And so, Xander locks her there, and he's like, tells Buffy, he's like, I'm supposed to I'm supposed to deliver you to the master.
Whole thing where I get to be immortal.
Are you cool with that? Just
take me.
Let's do it.
So Giles and Riley are out walking around, and I love, I've been in Sunnydale a while now. You know what I don't remember? A giant castle?
Yeah.
Yep, big honking castle.
Right.
So Dracula's all like, no need to worry. No one's going to find you here. They found her in like 5 seconds.
So there was no cloak on this castle or anything like that?
No.
Like maybe...
They got in. There's no locks. Because they just walked in the front door.
You're the worst at this, Dracula. Sorry.
They get split up. They decide to split up and look different ways. Giles's adventure we'll get to in a second. But can we talk about what Riley does? So Riley's walking around and he immediately comes across Xander. Who's like, basically, she's with my master. You're going to have to get through me. Riley doesn't talk to him. He doesn't try to reason with him.
Doesn't try to find out what the fuck are you talking about.
Right. What's wrong with you? Knocks him the fuck out.
Immediately.
Immediately.
How long have you been holding on to this anger, Riley?
Yeah, I thought you guys were cool.
Right.
Like
you guys are buddies. Like Xander always tells you shit he shouldn't be telling you.
And as hard as he hit him, there's no bruising at all.
No. There should have been blood, bruise, like a concussion.
Nothing.
Square on in his face. That was hard as hell.
And it reminded me of when Angel hit him in the street.
Right, exactly.
Just Xander just getting punched. Giles. So while all of this is happening, in the background, Buffy and Dracula are having the most boring conversation.
Super boring, but I've also I also found this moment to wonder why Dracula's clothes are so ill-fitting.
And his wig.
His wig is terrible. His makeup is awful.
His vest is baggy.
He's wearing a fucking sweater vest.
And it's baggy. Why doesn't it fit?
Why? Now, for those of you out there who are familiar with the Fab Five and Queer Eye, seriously, Tan would never stand for this whatsoever. And Jonathan would have a lot to say about his hair and those dry ass lips.
Oh, those lips are dry. His lips are really, really dry. There was a moment in First Daughter I forgot to mention where Katie Holmes' lips were all fucked up. They were chapped as fuck.
Okay.
I was like, lick your lips!
I was wondering, because it was right after, I was like, is that chocolate?
Yeah,
or
it was, that was some dry lips. It was bad.
Okay, so Riley has knocked out Xander.
Yep.
Yeah, Buffy and Dracula are doing a bunch of talking. And Giles, he's off exploring. He opens a door and decides to just walk in without really exploring anything and falls into a pit of concubines.
A pit of concubines. And he's okay with it. Because as lonely as Joyce is, Giles is just as lonely.
which just proves why it doesn't make any sense these two aren't together.
Right.
So y'all get over your loneliness together. But yeah, so Giles is immediately like three broads are just crawling all over him, and he's just like, oh, they rip open his shirt.
But he's like, at least I didn't get knocked out.
I love it. Yes.
Oh, hello. Yes.
So I guess you must be the concubines.
And again, Buffy and Drac are talking, and it's boring, and he's talking about her darkness and how she should eat his blood. Blech.
And finally she does.
And she's all like, I can't do that. I'll become a vet.
And he's like, no. And he explains to her.
That's not how that works.
You have to be close to death, and you have to really want it. You have to beg me for it.
Which is gross. Yuck. That's not what other vampires do. That's just your thing.
Yeah, because I don't... Yeah, it's... what? It doesn't... All right, fine. Whatever.
But he says to her, all this time killing us, don't you want to know what it is we're fighting for? And she gets this look on her face like, huh. Maybe I should.
I never thought about that.
I guess.
What are you fighting for?
I'm really not hungry. I'm not hungry. No, I'm not. Your clothes don't fit.
It's like, you, sir.
You sleep in dirt.
I don't understand your life choices, your immortal life choices, because... seriously, your clothes are so ill-fitting. Why?
Yeah. You're Dracula, man. You should know the height of fashion.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you have no excuse.
But she really is like, nope, no thanks. I don't want to do that. And then he says the line from Restless. He drops that knowledge bomb on her. You don't know what you are, what's to come. And,
look at that. Okay.
All right, well, I guess I'll
just have a little, and then like flashes of all sorts of supposedly knowledge or something. I don't know.
It gets all this stuff, and apparently, like the Buffy wiki mentions that they put the wrong house. They put the actual house number of the house shows, like the real life house they use for exterior. They didn't put the 1630 Ravello Drive. They just put up the 13 widow, and it's like,
wow,
guys. So she has her little moment of clarity, and just says, "That was gross."
Yeah,
and kicks Drac halfway across the room. And he's, hey.
It's like, wait a second. I was just like, nope. Looks like the thrall has gone out of our relationship.
Oh, God. There should have been somebody to come in. She's, what do they call it? What does Buffy do? Punning.
Punning.
She's punning again.
She's punning, huh? Huh?
She's back. Can we talk about the pink leather pants?
Oh, that's right. So this summer, Buffy, you just decided that you were just going to go buy all sorts of colors of leather pants and wear them this summer in California.
Yep.
To go do your fight. Whatever.
And she gets a little cocky. She thinks she's digging in his ass, and then he throws her across the room.
It's like, okay. All right, see, I wasn't playing. I was playing before, girl. Mm-hmm. That's it.
I was being nice.
All right.
But now.
All right, let's do it.
But we go back to the chick pick.
Riley,
shirt's all open. He's like laying there,
sweaty, and just letting it happen. And Riley rolls in. He's like, "Giles, let me rescue you. Let me get you."
Pulls him out.
And Giles he's just out of sorts. Oh my goodness! Thank you. Oh my God, my shoe. Let me just pop back down there.
No, buddy. What is that's enough chick pit for you?
Yes.
And so Buffy and Dracula are just digging in each other's ass. This is a good fight.
Yeah.
Horrible stunt doubles.
Yes.
This is the first episode where Sophia, or was her name Sophia Crawford, I think?
I don't know.
Is no longer Buffy's stunt double.
Really?
So the woman that we've come to know and love is Buffy, and seen, we've clearly known that it wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar all this time. Right. There's a new stunt double this year.
Huh.
And she does look a little more mannish. A little hulkier.
Yeah.
So Buffy's she's like, we're done. This is how you like my darkness now.
Yeah, so she finally, he does the whole misting thing, and she gets wise and follows the mist and is there to stake him as soon as he recorporealizes or whatever. And
he dusts.
Yeah, and he dusts. Should be end of it.
That should be it. But no, Riley runs in. Oh, are you okay?
You okay? Everybody fine?
Yeah, we're fine.
And then Xander makes like the most magnificent entrance. He's like, where is he? Where is he? Like the thrall has worn off on everybody. And
Turn me into a spider-eating man bitch.
Spider-eating man bitch. You know what? That's it. I am done being everyone's butt monkey. He's pissed. Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm. He's like, the funny syphilis. I'm sick of it. And Buffy's just like, check.
Yeah, okay.
No more butt monkey.
You're welcome. And then Riley points out that, at least you weren't making time with the Dracula babes like Giles. And this is my bird of the week and Giles is like, I was not making time. I was just about to kill those loathsome creatures. And then Riley's like, really? You're going to nuzzle them to death?
And he's... I was in full control.
Walking around with one shoe and your shirt all, buttons all torn off.
So then you think it's over, but no. He's undusting for some reason. And Buffy's right there. Nah, bitch.
I watch your movies.
You always come back. How?
What? Like, someone explain
I saw that skeleton fall down the stairs.
Thank you. Explain.
I don't get it.
Can I get an explanation? And he tries it again. She's like, I'm right here.
So Drac's still out there somewhere.
Right. So he just never comes back again.
So he truly is immortal. He just can't be killed.
And what happened to the castle? How come Spike didn't move in there? Because I feel like that's up his alley.
11 pounds.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
We're square.
Yep.
We're square, Drac.
So then the next day, I guess they just decide that he's going to leave town, because why wouldn't he? I mean, she killed him twice.
Yes, I don't know.
So the next day, Buffy comes in some apple-bottom jeans. Her butt looked real fat in those jeans.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They were fitting her pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes to talk to Giles. And Giles really wants to talk to her.
He
he's
tries to break the news.
Tea and cookies for her. And why do I rate little cookie? I get cookies. And it's this, like, they both have something important to tell each other. And he's like, no, go ahead. You go first. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you haven't been my watcher for a while. And I really haven't needed you. And you can just see, like, his heart, like, I know. That's what I wanted to tell you, too.
I wanted to say it first.
But then she's like, but basically I need you. I need to find out what the fuck Drac was talking about and what it means to me. And I need to train again. And he just lights up.
It's like, oh
my God, you need me.
Oh my God, you need me.
I'm needed.
And she also confesses about her nightly hunting. Mm-hmm. And so, so Giles isn't leaving right now.
Nope.
Just yet.
Some bad shit.
And then, so we go home to the Summers house.
Yep.
And Buffy rolls into her room, to
her mom's room, and she's like, Riley and I are going to go to the movies. Mom's like, okay. And there's a beat.
Yeah. There's a
weird beat. It's like a pause.
And that's when Buffy opens her room. And there's this girl standing there.
Just standing there.
What are you doing here?
And then Joyce is like, Buffy, if you're going out, why don't you take your sister? I'm sorry.
Basically, Buffy and Dawn and the audience.
And all of us.
Had the same look on our faces like, what? Was I asleep for the past few seasons? Did I totally miss a little sister?
Did she go upstairs like the little sister on Boy Meets World and just never come down?
I mean,
how? And then they both turn and look towards the doorway and Mom, and it's perfect. They are almost pitch perfect.
Right.
Their faces look like, they nailed it with this casting.
Yeah.
She does look like her little sister.
Yeah.
And I believe Michelle was also on All My Children.
Oh, really?
I think she was the child version of Bianca. Erica's other sister.
Oh, really?
I think.
Huh.
Or she was somebody else. I think. Let's look it up. I love the internet. But it's so far down in her filmography.
Yes.
Because she was Harriet the Spy as well. She was on Clarissa. She was Lily Benton Montgomery.
Gotcha.
So she was related to her, but she was somebody else's kid.
Gotcha.
But she was on All My Children as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
So now we've got a Dawn.
We've got a Dawn.
Now we have to deal with that.
But we don't even know her name yet.
No.
We just know. Oh, no, she does say Dawn. She says take your sister.
Yeah.
Take your sister with you.
So, yeah. And so we're all left to be like, the fuck? For a whole week until we find out what, who, and why. Mm-hmm. All right. So, our song of the week.
Vertical Horizon, On the Beach. It was the song playing on the beach.
Okay. All right. And we've got Bodies Dropped. We got 2 unidentified vamps, thanks to Buffy, and 2 movers killed by Dracula. And then Dracula, sort of, kind of, which Buffy got.
Twice.
Yeah.
Pass the Bechdel?
I don't think so, because I think everybody was just talking about Dracula and all of this. Yeah.
I don't think so either.
No. Your trivia.
So if you listened to the episode last week where we watched First Daughter, we mentioned at the end that we were going to give you some random trivia that we found on the Buffy wiki that's going to alter your perception of this episode forever. And that little piece of trivia is that Sarah Michelle Gellar's husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., was originally going to play Dracula.
Just let that roll around in your brains for a second.
Yeah, for the next 20 minutes, because it gets better the longer you sit with it. Because you start to picture his accent. That wig. Those ill-fitting clothes.
Oh, my God.
All on Freddie.
I wonder what exactly happened that made,
He looked in the mirror and said, no. I love you, but no.
I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put us through this.
Yeah. No.
Oh, Freddie.
Moral of the story, there's no moral here.
I don't think so. If you were an immortal fucking being, maybe find a tailor that can fit your clothes properly.
And actually, I think Buffy actually said it too. About, you might want to think about getting electricity.
Yes, exactly.
And not having so many torches.
And she was mad about it. She's seriously.
She was too. She was pissed. Yeah. So that might be if you're a vampire, you might not want to have a bunch of torches around your house.
No, because it is dumb. That's really, it's like, like leaving a bunch of guillotines around also, and like, oh my God, I've got all these pointed wood objects just hanging around here. It's
crossbows on the wall.
Right, exactly. Just like the bottom of my stairs is just just like pointy wood.
My pool is full of holy water, and there are crosses on the bottom of it. What? I like garlic. I'm sorry.
It's like a little garlic and parm on my spaghetti.
Yeah.
So let us know what you thought of Buffy versus Dracula by sending us a voicemail message at 412-385-7250 or getting at us on Twitter or Facebook or sending an email to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. Next week, Real Me. We're going to get in deep about who this Dawn.
There's some great moments in this episode, though. Got some. We got some.
Oh yes, there are
some confrontations between, the doorway confrontation between Xander and
All right, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, season 5, it is definitely a good one.
It is a good one.
I do enjoy season 5 a lot, and I'm excited to get into.
Each episode has got gems in it. I can't think of one episode in season 5 that I'm just like.
Yeah, there aren't very many.
No, that are yuck.
No.
There are a few I don't watch for very good reasons. My heart can't take them.
All right. But yeah.
You should have spent more time with Joyce. That's the moral of That's the moral of this story.
Love
you should have spent more time with Joyce.
Exactly, because you got everybody into a lot of trouble, and you're gonna be mad about it later. So
Faith called it.
Oh,
Faith would have spent time with her.
She would have. Oh, all right. So until next time, you can follow us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale, or me, Camila, at _Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcel, at Msphere7338.
Thank you for listening, and until next time.